Did you know 5 simple bodyweight exercises can fix almost every mobility problem you're dealing with? No gym or equipment required for these. So let's jump right in with our first exercise, the world's greatest stretch. Now, you've probably seen athletes doing this complex-looking movement before a game and wondered what it was. Well, this single movement is one of the most effective ways to improve your hip mobility. Open up your thoracic spine, strengthen your ankles, and restore rotational flexibility all at once. It hits almost every major joint and muscle group that gets tight from sitting all day. Don't worry if you don't have access to a gym. You can easily do this right at your home, in a hallway, or even outside in your yard. If you do a lot of sitting throughout the day, you'll definitely want to learn the correct way to perform this stretch. So here's how you do it. Start in a push-up position with your hands on the ground and your body in a straight line. Step your right foot up next to your right hand on the outside. Your right knee should be bent and your shin roughly vertical. Now drop your left elbow down toward the ground, trying to get it as close to your left foot as possible. You'll feel a massive stretch in your left hip flexor and groin. Hold this position for 2 seconds. Feeling that deep hip stretch, then rotate your torso and reach your right arm up toward the ceiling, opening up your chest and upper back. Follow your hand with your eyes as you rotate. Hold for 2 seconds at the top. Return your hand to the ground, step your right foot back to the starting push-up position. Then repeat on the other side. That's 1 full rep. Try to do 5 reps per side, moving slowly and deliberately through each position. Trust me, if you've never done it before, it is not as easy as it looks. Your hips are going to feel tight, your groin is going to stretch in ways it hasn't in years, and your upper back is going to remind you how stiff you've become. So you're going to want to start off with a smaller range of motion and gradually work deeper into the stretch. All right, now that we've opened up the hips and thoracic spine with that full body stretch, it's time to shift the focus specifically to hip rotation with 90-90 hip switches. Now, this exercise is great for building hip internal and external rotation, improving knee health, and easing tight hip joints. These are some commonly overlooked areas of the body when people are putting together a mobility routine. By targeting the often neglected hip rotators, it helps to restore proper hip function and supports your lower back, making everyday movements like walking, climbing stairs, getting in and out of cars, or squatting down more effortless and pain-free. If physical activity feels like a challenge or you've experienced hip tightness or knee pain, 90-90 hip switches are a must-have in your routine to make you feel younger and more mobile. So let me show you how to do it. Sit on the ground with both legs bent at 90 degrees. Your right leg should be in front of you with your knee pointing forward and your shin roughly perpendicular to your body. Your left leg should be behind and to the side with your knee pointing to your left and your shin roughly parallel to your body. Both knees bent at 90 degrees, hence the name. Keep your chest upright and your hands on the ground beside you for support. Now, here's where the magic happens. Lift both knees off the ground slightly and rotate your entire lower body to switch legs. Your back leg becomes your front leg and vice versa. Your hips are rotating internally and externally through ranges most people never access. Lower your knees back down in the new position. That's 1 rep. Remember to keep your chest upright throughout the entire movement. Don't collapse forward. After just a couple sets of this exercise, you're going to feel your hips start to really open up. Your inner thighs will be stretching, your hip rotators will be working, and you'll notice clicking or grinding in your hips as they move through ranges they haven't experienced in years. But if this exercise is too hard for you right now, you can use your hands to help lift and rotate your legs, or you can sit on a yoga block or cushion to elevate your hips slightly. I'm pretty sure you're going to be looking forward to the 5th exercise because it's one that completely resets your shoulder mobility and posture, but more on that coming up. Right now we're at cat-cow. And this is simple but incredibly effective for spinal mobility. At first glance, it may look like just arching and rounding your back, but this movement provides complete spinal articulation that restores mobility to every vertebra, relieves tension in your back, strengthens your core stabilizers, and improves your breathing patterns. It's also going to challenge your ability to move your spine segment by segment rather than as one stiff unit. Now, this exercise isn't just about flexibility, it's also about motor control. It teaches your spine to move fluidly through flexion and extension, the way it was designed to move. Cat-cow not only makes your back feel better, but it also reduces the risk of back injuries by training your body to control spinal movement safely and smoothly. So to perform this exercise, get down on your hands and knees with your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Your spine should start in a neutral position. Now begin the cow portion by dropping your belly toward the floor, lifting your chest and tailbone up toward the ceiling, and looking slightly upward. Your spine should arch like a hammock. Feel the stretch across your abs and the front of your body. Hold this position for 2 seconds. Then transition into the cat portion by rounding your spine up toward the ceiling, tucking your tailbone under, dropping your head down, and pulling your belly button toward your spine. Your back should round like an angry cat. Feel the stretch through your entire back. Hold for 2 seconds. That's 1 complete cycle. Begin moving slowly and smoothly between these two positions. Focus on articulating each vertebra one at a time rather than just hinging at one spot in your back. Aim for 10 to 15 slow, controlled repetitions. As you improve, you can increase the range of motion and really exaggerate the arch and the round. Now that we've focused on spinal mobility and hip rotation, let's shift gears and dive into a movement that restores lower body mobility and flexibility. The deep squat hold is one of the most restorative and foundational movements for the human body. It's a position that humans are designed to spend time in, but due to modern lifestyles, long hours sitting in chairs, tight hips, and reduced ankle mobility, many people struggle to get into or even to hold this position. This exercise not only improves the mobility of your ankles, hips, and knees all at once, but it also decompresses your spine and opens up your lower back. It's particularly helpful for tasks like, bending down to pick something up, gardening, squatting to play with kids or pets, or even just sitting comfortably in positions other than a chair. Look, if you've ever struggled to squat down without feeling tightness, falling backward, or knee pain, this movement right here is essential for regaining that natural functionality. It's also going to transfer over to a lot of other exercises that you will want to perform and make them a lot easier to do. Now, I know it looks easy, but I suggest easing yourself into this. I wouldn't try to force yourself all the way down right at the beginning if your body isn't ready. You're going to want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart or slightly wider and your toes slightly turned out to a comfortable angle. Now slowly sink down into a deep squat position. Make sure to keep your heels flat on the ground, your chest upright, and your back neutral. Aim to stay in the squat for like 20 to 30 seconds at first, and then gradually increase to like 1 or 2 minutes over time. If maintaining your balance is a challenge, just hold on to a sturdy object like a countertop, door frame, or chair for some extra stability. You can also elevate your heels on a small plate or book to make it easier on your ankles. Keep your heels down throughout the entire exercise if possible. Avoid rising onto your toes, as that will put unnecessary strain on your knees and reduce the effectiveness of the entire stretch. Your knees should track in line with your toes, and your chest should remain lifted to avoid rounding your back excessively. The goal isn't to make this a strength exercise where you're fighting to stay up. The goal is to relax into the position and let gravity help you sink deeper. Breathe deeply and try to relax your hip flexors and groin. The more you can relax in this position, the more your mobility will improve. Do this for a few minutes every single day, maybe while watching TV or scrolling your phone, and within weeks, your squat depth will improve dramatically. Now, before I show you the fifth and final exercise, let me address something important. If you're dealing with chronic aches and pains, stiff joints, or you feel like your body just doesn't move the way it used to, you're not alone. Most people think they're stuck with these problems forever. But what if there was a simple, step-by-step system that could help you move pain-free again? I created Reboot Your Body specifically for people struggling with these exact issues. It's a 30-day program designed to restore the movement and strength you've lost, so you can play with your kids or grandkids, get through your day without constant aching, and feel confident in your body again. Imagine waking up without that stiff back, reaching overhead without shoulder pain, and moving through life the way you're supposed to. The link is in the description below if you want to check it out. When most people work out or try to improve their mobility, they often forget that shoulder mobility and upper back movement are key aspects of overall functional fitness, and that's why I included wall angels in this routine. This exercise is a highly effective movement that targets shoulder mobility, upper back strength, and posture correction. It's a very simple yet very powerful way to improve your ability to reach overhead, reduce shoulder tension, and restore proper scapular movement, things that all lead to living a better life with less pain and more mobility as we age. So if you spend long hours sitting at a desk, or frequently feel tightness in your shoulders and upper back, or if you can't reach overhead without your back arching excessively, this exercise is a must. Poor posture, rounded shoulders, and lack of overhead movement in daily life often lead to shoulder impingement, neck pain, and upper back stiffness. Wall Angels will help counteract these issues by opening up your chest, strengthening your upper back, and restoring proper overhead mobility. Follow closely how to do it, and then we'll be getting into that structured mobility routine that I mentioned earlier. You're going to stand with your back against a wall. Your feet should be about 6 inches away from the wall, and your entire back should be in contact with the wall. Press your lower back gently toward the wall, eliminating the arch. Now raise your arms into a goalpost position with your elbows bent at 90 degrees. Try to get your elbows, forearms, and the backs of your hands all touching the wall if possible. For many people, this starting position alone will be a challenge. From here, slowly slide your arms up the wall, straightening them overhead while trying to keep everything in contact with the wall. Most people will find their hands want to come forward off the wall as they raise their arms. That's okay. Just go as far as you can while keeping contact. Then slowly slide your arms back down to the starting position. That's 1 rep. You're going to want to avoid letting your lower back arch excessively as you raise your arms. Keep your core engaged and your ribs from flaring forward. Focus on slow, deliberate movements in order to maximize the mobility gains and strengthen the correct muscles. Do 10 to 12 controlled reps, really focusing on keeping as much contact with the wall as possible throughout the movement. If you want to make this more challenging, you can slow down even more, taking 5 seconds to slide up and 5 seconds to slide down. You can also add a resistance band held in your hands to activate additional muscles, but master the basic movement first before adding any variations. All right, now's the time for me to show you how you can combine these exercises into a very quick and effective mobility routine that you can do daily or at least 3 to 4 times a week. Up first, you're going to do the world's greatest stretch for 5 reps per side, moving slowly through each position. Focus on getting that elbow drop as low as you can and that rotation as open as you can. This should take about 3 to 4 minutes. Then you're going to do 90-90 hip switches for 2 sets of 10 switches per side. So 10 times rotating to your right leg in front, then 10 times rotating to your left leg in front. Take your time and focus on keeping your chest upright. This will take another 3 to 4 minutes. Then over to cat-cow, and you're going to move through 15 to 20 slow controlled cycles, really articulating each vertebra. Don't rush these, let each cycle take 5 to 6 seconds. This adds another 2 to 3 minutes. After that, you're going to do the deep squat hold for 1 to 2 minutes. Just sit in that bottom position and breathe. Let gravity help you sink deeper. Use support if needed. This is your time to work on passive mobility. And finally, wall angels. 2 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions, moving slowly and maintaining as much contact with the wall as possible. This final exercise should take about 3 minutes. As always, be sure to breathe normally throughout all these movements. Don't hold your breath. In total, this mobility routine takes about 15 to 20 minutes and addresses hip mobility, spinal flexibility, ankle mobility, shoulder mobility, and thoracic spine rotation. This routine, consistently done 3 to 4 times per week minimum, will yield noticeable results. Within 2 weeks, you'll feel looser. Within a month, you'll move noticeably better. Within 3 months, you'll have restored mobility you thought was gone forever. These 5 exercises fix 95% of mobility problems because they target the areas that get stiffest from modern life. The world's greatest stretch opens your hips and thoracic spine. The 90-90 hip switches restore hip rotation that sitting destroys. Cat-cow brings back spinal articulation that stiffness steals. The deep squat hold rebuilds ankle, hip, and knee mobility that chairs eliminate. And wall angels fix your shoulders and upper back that desk work ruins. So share this video with a friend that you think would also find it to be helpful. And start this routine today. Your body will thank you.